We remain, and here we are. These intros get weirder every week.
Yeah. It's just getting more and more esoteric.
It's gonna be like I'm gonna present the Gettysburg Address next podcast. We are here. This is Two Nosy Meerkats. I'm Gabby Jordan Brown.
And I'm Lucas Arnold. Welcome to episode 7, and we have a spectacular guest for you today. Straight from Bed-Stuy, Brooklyn, we have the one, the only, Sheria Mattis.
And she's beautiful to boot. Listeners can't see it, but you'll have to take my word for it. You
have to go to YouTube and get a glimpse of this visage. We are all envious.
You can block
Seriously,
us
no, we
out
did
of
genuinely.
the screen. Just look at Sheria.
Just crop us out.
I really legit feel like Beyonce right now. Oh my god, thank you. This is
for real though. When we came on the Zoom, we were struck a little bit. We were just looking at you like, oh, Sheria. Like, we've seen Sheria, but Sheria looks good right now.
Yeah, it definitely did something for me. I was definitely like, damn, okay. Well, I'm ready to record. This is some eye candy for recording.
Oh my god, thank you. I've been crying, so...
Crying makes your skin so beautiful, so that's okay. For any listeners, if you're looking for a free skincare
your cheeks are well moisturized.
That's right.
Yes.
You're well moisturized.
Just right here. Gorgeous.
Yeah, that's the thing. For people out there who are just too happy, your skin is dry, so cry more. Have things go worse in your life.
Exactly.
And you will look younger and better forever.
Correlation is causation. Yeah, who needs lotion?
Yeah, but tears are free.
That's right. I saved so much money. I've saved so much money by suffering.
Yeah. Yeah,
if we could all just collect our tears right now until next week. Speaking of, everyone, you should vote.
Yes.
And if you're listening to this from the future, I hope you've been able to remove the chip that Jeff Bezos planted in your head in 2021. And just you don't have to vote if you're listening from the future because there's no election unless it's an election season, in which case you should vote.
Yeah. Wouldn't it be great if people were listening to this on an Amazon Alexa and that moment was just cropped out without our consent?
It was like, vote!
Yeah.
Then it'd be like, that's obsolete. We don't have elections anymore.
Yeah.
Oh, no. Oh, God.
I voted 2 days. It was on Monday that I voted, and I was online for 3 hours.
Oh shit!
And it was. But the funny thing is that I was behind a woman who was 67, and I know because she talked about it on her phone call very loudly while she was online, and she was complaining that she was being made to wait while all these parents with babies were getting pushed to the front of the line to vote earlier. But there was a 65 and older entryway for her so that she could vote early, But she was still just complaining and being really bitter about it. Just like, it's bullshit, making me wait all this. I'm not doing this ever the fuck again. And people on, both before her and after us were like, Jesus, is this woman, gonna cause, a scene? And I told her, I was like, hey.
I like when you skip,
Lucas,
because it's like...
Oh, am I cutting out?
It's like what we talked about with the Amazon Alexa. A little bit.
Yes, and also it's me doing it because you need to stop talking about me. That sounds like me in the future for sure. I'm obsessed with
Sheria was the 67-year-old woman online.
That actually was me.
Nobody, what is that? Oh, yes, the tactic of taking a baby to the voting booth so that you get pushed to the front of the line. Babies can't vote.
It's basically just taking a handicap. This baby can't wait online for 3 hours. I have to go to the front. That's basically
Babies are perfectly able to wait online for 3 hours. They don't remember shit. Sorry, that was too intense.
I did not know that there was a line where you could skip ahead if you have a baby. I'm going to go steal a baby today because I have to go. I don't know how long I'm going to be online to vote. Oh my God.
Yeah.
I can't.
Where is your polling station?
It's in Bed-Stuy. It's, which school? Not boys high school. One of the high schools.
Nice.
One of the high schools. in Bed-Stuy. I'm actually in Crown Heights right now. I'm not. You were like, oh, straight from Bed-Stuy, and I'm like, no, that's where
from
my mama
Bed-Stuy
lives.
originally, but in Crown Heights. No.
Yeah.
I'm coming straight from Crown Heights because I'm not going over there. My mama live over there. I'm not trying to have no awkward conversations with her. So I'm not trying to hear about the Intergalactic Federation or any of that shit.
Wait, I'm sorry. The intergalactic what?
Girl, oh my god. Wait, I've told you about this. I've told you about my...
Tell me about... I want to hear this.
So I was in Thailand. I was in Thailand. I was in Asia for like almost 5 years, but I was supposed to be in Thailand for like 2 months. 3 weeks into my time in Thailand. The reason why I went to Thailand is because I had a mental breakdown. I quit my job. I went to Thailand to do this meditation yoga retreat thing.
Fuck yeah.
3 weeks into my time there, I'm getting all this peace. I'm doing yoga, I'm meditating, I'm on the beach, and I'm like, I forgive my mother. And I get an email from this woman, and can I curse?
Yes, of course.
Yes.
Okay, because I'm talking about my mother. There's no way I'm not gonna curse.
Yeah.
So,
No, you're good. You're golden.
and by the way, I love her. I love her to death. So I get an email from her, and it's like, "Hey, Sheria, good news. I got married. I was living with this woman before I left. I moved all my stuff into her, my cat, everything. I was planning to come right back. She said his name is Malik. He's like a Nation of Islam Muslim, and like they got married while I know, and like his son, who was like my age, was moving into the house. I was like, I'm at peace on this beautiful island in my yoga pants. Like, this bitch, she got me fucked up, like screaming on this beach. And so, like, whatever. I emailed her. I was like, what is his full government name? And I get an email back from her email address, but from him. Hi, I'm Malik. You don't need to know my government name because I'm a retired police officer.
No!
I was like, that does not make it better. That makes it much worse.
Yeah, as if you were going to be like, you know what? Thanks. Sorry.
I know.
Shouldn't have investigated. Everything you do is very outstanding.
You're good. You're a retired police officer. Nothing else need be said.
I would rather him say, like, I'm a retired serial killer. At least I'd be like, oh, he's retired.
Yeah, I know
what I mean?
Yeah.
At least he's living a quiet life, painting, drawing.
Right. A retired police officer just is a police officer that will kill you off duty.
Yeah,
oh,
for real.
God.
Oh
damn. Yeah, whatever. So I ended up staying over there for a while, and I call him, anyway, I do refer to him as the Hotep nigga that stole Christmas. But she don't do Christmas anymore. But anyway, so like whatever, he believes in all this shit, and so now she's like assigned on to his beliefs. And anytime I ask her about it, it's a mistake. One time I was like, okay, so what exactly are you talking about when you say da da da? And I got a 30-page PDF about the intergalactic. And
what?
So for our listeners, just tell everyone what the Intergalactic Federation is. We don't need all 30 pages.
Also for me.
And for Lucas.
Yeah.
If you think I read all that goddamn shit, you got me fucked up.
Like that meme that's like, I'm not reading all that. I'm happy for you though. Or sorry that happened.
Literally that. And I was just like, I'm not gonna. But basically, the Intergalactic Federation, they're the ones that are ruling everything, and they're taking care of it. Anyway, the point is aliens got us. I hope she's right.
The reptilians. Okay. Like when they pointed out that the NBA commissioner has a weird face, so that means he's an alien.
No.
Also Zuckerberg.
And Zuckerberg.
Yes.
Mark Zuckerberg. No, that's the reptilians. My mom, that's different. Wow, y'all are offensive. My mom believes in the intergalactic aliens who run us. The reptiles are like the David Icke people. That's for white people. My mom believes in
Gabby,
black people.
Not all conspiracy theories look the same.
Wow.
Right?
Okay.
Wow.
Cancel me on the spot.
You're canceled. The whole you know what? Gabby's a part of the deep state. That ass. I don't know.
I was trying to hide it, but yeah, I am.
Real deep state vibes coming.
One of our listeners is QAnon. I can feel it.
One of our listeners is
So wait,
though.
okay, but Sheria, real talk, this sounds like Scientology to me. This sounds very similar to Scientology. Intergalactic Federation.
No, she doesn't have money for Scientology. Don't worry.
Yeah, no, Scientology is fucking expensive. Oh my god.
It's too broke for Scientology. I'm not worried about that shit.
If you see those documentaries, those people who sign up for Scientology, they're like, how much money did you spend?
Oh my god, they dish out
hundreds
of thousands.
Oh my god. All
like
for
in a minute.
10th grade level essays. So I'm writing a pilot about like a guy who joins a cult, and so to research I like ordered L. Ron Hubbard's book, and somehow I got on a mailing list for Scientology, and now they email me every single day. I actually want to like read part of one.
Oh please.
Oh my god.
Yes, please.
Where is it?
Since they are desperate now.
While you're looking, this reminds me, years ago, I bought tickets to see Avenue Q with friends from high school, and we had a couple hours to kill before the show started, and we were right next to the Church of Scientology, so we thought, why don't we just pretend to be interested? And we went in, and they showed us like a 15-minute film, and they were very nice to us. They gave us some like free DVDs and pamphlets and stuff, and then we left. But they were honestly very, very nice to us. But then again, that's because they were trying to reel us in so they could get our money later.
Yeah, see, I'm mentally unstable. I will never think that I'm not susceptible to a cult. You start reading chapter 3, you'd be like, oh, you know what? I do fucks with Xenu. I don't play with that shit. So.
No, that's right. If a man in a ponytail says the word optimize enough, you're like, maybe it could save my life.
That's right. What? $3,000? Sure, go ahead. I'll put it on credit card.
I found this email. Oh my god. So it's from someone. The emailer is Brittany at Scientology. Hi, Gabby. Why is trust in bold so important? It's literally what makes our world go around. It allows us to share private information, put money into our bank accounts, entrust teachers with our children, build successful businesses, and have meaningful relationships. But what if there was a way to determine who you can trust, or a proven method to accurately predict human behavior? Italics.
Proven.
There is. The Self-Analysis Home Study Program is an eye-opening experience that will give you the advantage in assessing the true intentions behind what people say. Learn everything from who your real friends are to how to avoid bad relationships or how to know who to hire. There's too many twos in that sentence. And then it talks about how, like, L. Ron Hubbard pioneered these strategies, but it literally just sounds like the Burn Book, so I don't know.
Honestly, that's what would get me. I would be like, oh, you know what? I do need to learn how to suss out good friendships, and then boom.
And then you're $1 million in the hole. You're like, I took out loans, but at least...
My friends
Is it bad that I want you to take this test now and, like, go through all your friends and see how it pans out? Because, like, if anything, you could just be like, yeah, it's a case study for my pilot that I'm writing, you know? Just research.
Don't do it. Did
you say your friend was in a cult?
Yeah, a bunch of my friends were in a cult. Okay. Were in Landmark.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh my goodness.
Yeah, they were in Landmark. You know,
I've heard of Landmark.
Landmark is like related to Est and related to Nexium too.
Okay.
Yeah, there's a whole thing, and so a bunch of my friends were in Landmark, and they tried to get me in, but I was so broke I couldn't even do the initial.
What did they say? What was their hook to try to get you into Landmark? What did they say?
Okay, my friend who is now not in the cult anymore, but who is really sweet. But yeah, no, none of them had the money to maintain being in that damn cult. But so she was like, you know, I've joined that cult. He's like, actually, you should really think about it because it's really improved my life, my behaviors. It's really shown me like that. And I'm high at a party with this girl that I've known since middle school. And I'm like, oh no, bitch. Sounds like you in a cult. She was like, but it's not.
Oh my god.
Oh no.
A bunch of my friends joined that cult at one point, but I was working just full time, going to school. I was like, I don't have time to be in a cult.
Time commitment.
Like, you know, really?
So this Nexium documentary doesn't like tell the whole story, but I listened to the podcast and there's one part that's so crazy. It's all really sad, but there is one part where like Keith Raniere, the head of this cult, told a bunch of his female followers, he was like, in a past life, you guys were Nazis. And like Nancy Saltzman, who was like one of the women in the cult, like in a past life, you were Hitler. And I, Keith Raniere, in a past life, saved the Jews. So the only way to absolve you of your sins is to have sex with me.
Wow.
Which is like,
okay, I need to listen to the podcast.
Is it bad that I'm almost impressed by how manipulative that is? Like,
but if I were in the concentration camps, I don't think I would want my like reward at the end of the tunnel to be like, I hope Hitler has sex with me to absolve his soul. You know, he was like a 5. You know?
Hitler was like a 5. That's fair.
Mussolini, on the other hand.
He had cake, you know what I mean? He was
Give
thick.
me that hammer.
He
was a little thick. He was thick with 2 C's, Mussolini. That's amazing. Okay, I need to listen to the podcast. I was all obsessed with The Vow, and now I've been watching Seduced.
I hear it's better.
What is Seduced? I don't know about Seduced.
Way better. It's another NXIVM documentary. It's only 2 episodes in. Only 2 episodes in. More information than The Vow, and it's got me looking at The Vow. It's got me looking at Mark Vicente all different. You know what I mean? Like, they get into it because like he was whatever. He was type upfront with his shit. It was very, very obvious that he was not the T from jump. He was talking a lot of wild shit. The minute you get into like, after you do a 5-day, then you get the wild shit. So at some point, it's just, I don't know. At some point, it's a different kind of manipulation that they're doing.
Ashley Ray has that really good review about how The Vow was made by so many people who were in NXIVM, and they now just want like a huge excuse to be like, we weren't brainwashed. This guy was actually amazing. And Seduced is like, nope, it was a sex cult.
Yes. And that's the thing. And not even just people who were in NXIVM, because Seduced is made by people in NXIVM. This is made by people who were top level NXIVM people. And so they made money off of recruitment. They had their whole life, like they made millions of dollars off of recruiting people. They have blood on their hands as far as I'm concerned. You know,
Sarah Edmondson's house is probably like fucking like I would have joined a cult. Also, I didn't realize it was an MLM. Like, it's like, Amway.
Yes!
10 episodes of The Vow, I didn't get how the financial structure of it worked, but it's like it's a pyramid scheme.
It's a pyramid scheme.
That's awesome.
And also, have you watched, Lucas, have you watched any of it? Have you watched The Vow?
I have not watched any of these. I really haven't. What I have watched, I watched, I think it was called One of Us. It followed like 3 ex-Hasidic Jews, and you realize basically how tortured they are by the Hasidic community. One of them was a woman who was like married off at 18 and at 27 escaped her very abusive husband. And later, this isn't included in the documentary, but she later comes out as gay, but which is just nice. But
oh, that's amazing.
But yeah, and so she was.
I've seen this documentary too.
Yeah, and so she just wasn't taught about, and they're just not taught about like LGBT anything or sex education at all. They just don't get any of it. So yeah, she had 7 kids. Over the course of like getting to 27, and then she escapes her husband, and then basically lawyers who are faithful to the Hasidic community are trying to like make it so she can't have any custody of her kids, so they don't like infect the minds of those kids with secular shit. And it's heartbreaking because one of the last things in the documentary is you see like her on the phone, on a phone conversation with her daughter. On speaker, and you can hear her daughter like saying how like she like cries herself to sleep every night that she can't be with her mom, and it's just like, hey, it's so heartbreaking. Another one of the people in the documentary is like a young dude. He's like 18 or 19, and he talks about how he was like sexually abused as a kid at like a camp or something, and it's horrible. It's so horrible. It's a great documentary.
It's interesting that you brought up the Hasidim. That's a great documentary. You know, you should see Trembling Before Hashem. That is a really good documentary, and it's just about queer Hasidic Jewish people.
Oh,
like
where can the listeners and viewers find it? Myself included.
I don't know. I saw this ages ago. Probably like Look it up. Your listeners and viewers are like young, right? They're like the TikTok generation, right?
A lot of them,
can
yeah.
find it. Y'all know how to pirate, right? Like, that's the one thing.
They don't have LimeWire, Sheria. What do you mean they just know how to pirate? LimeWire was that good shit.
LimeWire,
was
oh
that
my
good
god,
shit.
that took me back.
LimeWire, that made my computer's pubes start to itch. LimeWire. Just hearing the word LimeWire just made
Gabby,
me go,
do you realize that LimeWire is older than probably some of our listeners? Probably a significant portion.
No, but I'm leaving. I'm leaving this earth knowing that fact. That is insane. So LimeWire, for those who are children or in 2025 listening with the chip in their heads, that was how we, back in the day when we were HTML coding our MySpaces to like make the top 8, the fucking top 64 or whatever. LimeWire was how we like got free movies, and we could or music, and we could torrent them. But do you guys remember that anti-piracy ad that was like, you wouldn't illegally pirate a car? And in my head, I was like,
I remember this one.
If I could, I would. Absolutely. What are you talking? The only reason I won't do that is because it's a physical object. I can't. Like, this is a useless campaign.
That, like, pirating campaign is all like, don't you believe in capitalism? It's like, no, nigga, we don't. No, we don't. Not anymore. This is after the crash.
We're gay communists for Bernie Sanders. Get with the...
Yes!
Seriously! Get with the program. Like, dead ass. Like, that's really funny. Would you pirate a pizza? Hell yeah! That's food. We should get. I would happily pirate a pizza. Y'all talking to the wrong person.
Pirating a pizza would be delicious. I'd be so down.
Oh, that would be amazing.
I love food. I love free food. You got me fucked up.
That actually reminds me of like one of the a superpower I came up with when I was a kid that I thought would be. This is like if you could market the superpower, a lot of people would buy it, to make garlic bread appear at any time.
Okay, well, that's what you came up with as a child.
Yes.
The imagination of a child.
I had my priorities sorted out, Sheria. I had my priorities.
Garlic bread.
I was before my time. I was ahead of my time.
I was trying to do that HTML shit on the MySpace. There I was. Sheria, were you a MySpace kid? Did you do that?
Yes, I was. I was MySpace. There was something called LiveJournal back in my day.
Oh, I know of LiveJournal.
I don't know LiveJournal, and I wasn't on MySpace. That was before me.
Oh, you know what? Eat a dick. I'm so young.
I'm just like so young. I just like I don't get all of these references you seniors are talking about.
What was crazy about MySpace was I actually like lost a good middle school friendship over it. So my best friend in 6th grade made me a MySpace, and I had a crush on this boy, Jackson something, I'll redact the name, whatever. And he had a MySpace, and I, for some reason, sent pictures of him to our printer, but, like, from his MySpace. But I guess I didn't like him that much because I left the photos on the printer. And at the time, it was pretty uncommon to just Google a picture of a random person and just have a photo of them pop up. Like, now that's common knowledge, but, like, now, like, back then it was like you couldn't just Google your classmate and find their photo. So my mom looks at the printer and was like, why is this photo of this boy in your Hebrew school class here? And so I had to tell her about MySpace. Then
what a question.
She finds she finds my MySpace. She goes, who made this for you? I tell her the name of the friend who made it. She goes, okay, what's her username? I tell her, or whatever. How do I find her on MySpace? I tell her to find her. She sees like one of those spammy ads that's like women, like cam girls, whatever. She thinks it's not like an ad, and she thinks it's something my friend posted. Calls my friend's mom being like, your daughter is putting softcore porn on her MySpace. What? And it was just really awkward between we reconnected later in life, actually, me and that friend. She's like a lovely girl, and like she ended up dating one of my best friends, and now like she and I are good friends. But at the time it was really awkward.
Your mama is a fucking nosy. Damn.
Where do you think I get it from?
I guess. God damn. I guess also your mother like had concern for your friends and your life and stuff like that.
She was like, why is this 13-year-old looking at softcore porn? But then again, where aren't we all looking at softcore porn?
Okay, what was her definition of softcore porn though? What was...
I think probably the ad just had titties or something.
Webcam girls.
Yeah, cam girls, 18 plus.
Oh yeah.
And it would be like a pixelated titty that would
Do you want to meet
out.
Do you want to meet young singles in your area? Yeah.
Like literally that all the time. And you must have been Googling some lesbian porn for that to also show up.
I actually wasn't at the time, but I swear to God, my friends were using my computer to look up like hentai because I had all these like anime girlfriends.
Anime girlfriends?
They weren't my girlfriend. I wasn't that cool yet, Sheria. I wasn't fucking yet.
Fair.
That's a big flag. You think you kids have been fucking a while? I've been fucking since MySpace. Get on my level.
That's right. I actually have I been fucking since MySpace? Yeah, I've been fucking since MySpace.
Did you meet anyone you were fucking on MySpace?
No, back in my day, we used to have like queer websites, like lesbian websites, where you would meet people on like chat rooms, like lesbian chat rooms. I met some. That's where I would meet like white art chicks. At the time, I had a type. I was like, ooh, a white woman with glasses and a severe haircut. That was it. That's all it took. So.
Do you have any experiences with them, like, explaining anime to you? I feel like that's the type, like, those anime bitches,
No, it wasn't anime bitches. Okay. No, I fucked with, like, cool indie art bitches. I was fucking with, like, chicks that were older than me, too. I was always
lots of Belle and Sebastian listeners. That kind of
Belle and Sebastian. That was me.
Yeah.
That was me. Belle and Sebastian, Bright Eyes, especially like all the Bikini Kill.
Oh yeah.
Bikini Kill,
Slater Kinney.
Slater Kinney. If you were into that, like that was my tea. That was all. I was super into that. What was the Huggy Bear? What was the?
Wait, Huggy Bear? That was the Snoop Dogg character in Starsky and Hutch.
Wait, that's not. It wasn't.
I'm Googling Huggy Bear right now.
It's not.
No, it's a band. It's a band.
Oh, it is a band.
Yes, it was Huggy Bear. Okay.
They were English, and one of them had the bob with the red hair.
Yes. There we go. All right, we just.
What about Tattoo?
Yes, I remember them. That was a little earlier.
Yeah.
That was a little earlier. That was like my middle school.
All the things she said.
I was so obsessed with that. I really was very excited about that. And then I found out they were actually lesbians, and I was
they were. In fact, one of them was like, I would be so upset if I had a gay son. The other one was like, why did you say that? There were two of them. I guess.
That's right. She was like, you fucked up the whole bag. You could have just kept your mouth shut.
I'm going to be honest. I'm very lost right now, but very entertained.
You don't remember Tattoo?
No.
Tattoo were these two Russian. Oh, they actually were Russian. But Russian.
For those listening, Sheria just put air quotes around Russian and also around the word two.
From the East.
Two Russian
women.
Lesbian women. Intergalactic Federation. That's actually. Reptilians. No, they were these two Russian, and they were like lesbians, and they were like, that was the thing that they were like teenage lesbians, and they would make out in the video in the rain, and they'd hold hands and stand against the tyranny of homophobia in the videos, and then make out in the rain again. It was amazing. If you were in middle school and you were a young budding lesbian, you were inspired by these two white women. Clanking their little bones again. They were so skinny. They were
all elbows. Oh my god.
They were not. That's what it was like. It was like watching two wrists just bang into each other. That was what watching them make out was. But girl, yes. I can't believe you did it. Oh, no. He's like, they didn't have that in Senegal. You were born there, right?
No, I was literally born in my apartment in Brooklyn.
You're a permit?
No,
What, like
Yeah.
natural birth?
Yeah.
No, you told me that. I'm dumb.
Oh
That's
no,
right.
I'm not doing no natural birth.
Oh no, I don't recommend it. I don't recommend it to anyone. It's very scary. I don't recommend it.
I
It's
want
bad.
You remember?
No,
Yeah,
but I just know that if and when I have kids one day, I would not opt for a home birth if I had the option. No.
What?
I want them
Yes,
to
you
just
should.
inject me with everything. I want to be fucked up. I want to be like spinning, like out in the clouds, tripping balls.
They're about to take my uterus, so I figure I'll give all my information right now that I've learned from documentaries. Actually, you should have a doctor and a doula, and maybe not a home birth, but you should do like a water birth. The way that we give birth in the United States is fucking bullshit.
I have
It's
heard
bullshit.
that actually. I've heard
It
that.
leads
Yeah.
to more. Think about it. We give birth laying on your back when you should be
Squatting.
be squatting and letting the gravity help you. That's why we have so many such high infant and mother mortality,
Yeah.
maternal
Wow.
mortality rates because of the way that we give birth. Like honestly, like it's better to be in a hot bath of water, squatting, and then yes, you should have a doctor on hand, but a doula is way better. Like if you get money, you get doula money, bro.
Yeah,
like,
true.
That is Lucas. You're gonna have doula money. You'll be able to ship that baby out yourself. I can see it.
Enough
it.
money so I could do it myself. That's awesome.
That's right. You can have science impregnate you. I feel like you gonna have that
Lucas
kind of
does
money.
strike me as the kind of guy who's kind of like, you know what? I do wish I could be pregnant. Like that'd be kind of nice.
Yes, he's a hard worker. You seem like you want to work for what you want,
And he's
I feel like
sensitive. He's
that's
sensitive.
right. I feel like you would
appreciate
want to do the work of carrying the baby.
This is very
honestly.
sweet. This is very, very sweet. I don't want to give birth. Do you know what? It's actually funny. I was talking.
You're
I
saying
know-
that as if it's possible, and as if like a listener is gonna hear it.
No,
and be like,
I feel
well,
like
have
someone
an
is gonna
idea.
like trap me and make me pregnant somehow. Like give me a uterus, and then like he's got to do it now, and I'll be like, no, I don't want. No, but I do want to say that I was watching Amy Schumer's special when she was pregnant. I was watching it with my mom. I was showing it to my mom, and Amy Schumer, she was talking about, she had hyperemesis. She was like, she had crazy vomiting during her pregnancy. It was super uncomfortable. She had to be hospitalized a number of times. And my mom was about like 20 minutes in. I could tell my mom really wasn't laughing that much. And I was like, hey mom, what do you think? She was like, I'm not really into this. And I was like, oh, we can change it. And she was like, I just don't relate to this at all. And basically, like, what I got my mom to say was basically that, because like Amy was talking about how she misses like drinking and fucking a lot, and she just like didn't empathize with how uncomfortable Amy was. And then my mom always brings up, she was like, you were the easiest pregnancy, never had any morning sickness, never had any trouble. And then she always says that that when she gave birth to me, this is the worst she ever exclaimed or shouted. She just went, oh dear, oh dear, oh dear, oh dear, oh dear. Oh dear, oh dear, oh dear, oh dear, oh dear. And that's the most she ever did. And like I thought of like trying to make it into a joke that I always thought the reason why my mom didn't have many female friends during the course of my childhood is because she moved to America. But I realize now maybe she just didn't have a lot of empathy for other moms and was just kind of a bitch.
Yes. Yeah, she was like, what? I sneezed out my little half-black baby.
Exactly.
I don't know what you're talking about. Look at him. Look at this. Look at this little white peanut that I just gave birth to.
It's not hard. What?
I don't know
Oh, you
what
think
you
it's
bitches
hard?
are complaining about.
Lucas was 1 pound, 1 ounce at birth, and then he just grew into a full-size man. There was no puberty.
Just plant
Look at
me
this
in the
little-
ground. Give me some water.
It's just a little Stuart little ass. Look at that. Just put a little tuxedo in him. That's the hardest part, is putting the tiny tuxedo on him. I don't know what you bitches are complaining about.
Oh my god.
The mommy and me group's just like, yeah, we're banning this woman. I'm sorry.
She's like, no, this black bitch is not allowed to come here no more.
They're all
Honestly,
singing
I
their
think she
like
stole
mommy
that.
and me folk music. It's like, she gotta go. I'm sorry.
She stole that.
My mom
white
is just
baby.
out with a cigarette
There's
like,
no
what are you
way.
complaining about? Oh, did you have
So
a
she-
struggle? Just
I live for that.
it's called
I
effort.
live
Look
for
it
that.
up. Just
Like, what? Oh, wait, and also your mom is from Senegal, so you know she had that like smug African. Oh, it's so hard. It's so hard. I got 2 degrees, and I took over a whole country, and I worked 7 days a week, and I just gave birth to this baby. Oh, there it goes. Look at that.
Oh, look, there's a watering can next to it. I can just water it until it grows.
Just water it until it grows. Like a little...
Came out of her nose, and she was like, oh dear, oh dear, oh dear. Oh, here it is.
Oh dear, oh dear. Oh, there's the baby.
This is the actual reason Lucas wants to carry a child, because he wants to experience real childbirth pain. He doesn't want to sneeze out the baby like his
not
mom.
that pussy ass shit my mom talk about. I want the grit. I want.
You're really gonna have to give birth. You're gonna have to give birth, because whatever woman or whoever you marry, if they want to give birth, they do not want to hear it from your mama. They are not trying to hear your mama's fucking mouth. You gotta do it. You gotta get pregnant.
Has your girlfriend met your parents, Lucas?
No. She hasn't.
Sorry if that's like. I know she's gonna listen. So.
No, she is gonna listen.
Bringing this up.
No, she is not. She's not my. I met her mom and grandma though.
Yes.
Yeah.
I never met your girlfriend. I didn't even know you had a girlfriend. Who's your girlfriend? She white?
She is white. Yeah.
She white.
She's Russian, actually.
She's Russian.
She's Russian. How does your mom feel about that?
She's fine.
She's Sheria. She's one of the girls in Tattoo. It's pretty amazing, actually.
Wait, Sheria, do you have an image that my mom is like, you have to marry a black woman? There's got to be just like black.
I see him come here with this white woman. Like, Mom, you married a white. No.
That's like my mother never had any expectation that I was gonna marry like a Jewish man. She was like, she did have somewhat of an expectation I was gonna marry a guy. She and my girlfriend now like text, so I feel like it's not like separately from me. I'll hear like, your mom was so funny today. I'm like, when? Like, I wasn't there, but like she did for a while. I think I was gonna. She was like the one person in the world who thought I was straight and didn't get the signs that I was like playing baseball. But she was always very like, you can bring home any man you want, and I was like, yeah.
Any man, Gabby.
Any man.
There's still time. Any man.
It doesn't make you like the cool mom to suggest that. Like, yes, I'm well aware.
So wait, your girlfriend ain't Jewish. Your girlfriend's not Jewish.
No, she's Cuban.
But there's some Jewish Cubans. It's a weird culinary mix, but
she's interested in. Apparently, she was always interested in Judaism, like even before me. I don't know if it was.
Is she very? Wait, I don't know. Like, I don't know how religious you are. Would you consider yourself religious at all?
It's weird because I'm like I'm not so religious. Like Orthodox Jews and Reform Jews all hate each other. So like there's no one who hates Orthodox Jews more than Reform Jews. And I'm like very Reformed. I am like I'll observe like holidays or like I'll do Yom Kippur, I'll do Rosh Hashanah because I like the routine. I like going to temple. I like Yom Kippur because I honestly like where there's a day where you don't eat and then you just take stock of like how much you just shove food in your mouth on every other day of your life, or at least I do.
Yes.
No, that does make sense to me. I can understand that.
And then I just think about food all day and I'm like, oh man, like my whole life is just shoving stuff in my mouth. Well, not like that, but just shoving things in my mouth and just doing things on impulse, and I need to just refrain and have some fucking impulse control. And then when I break the fast, obviously I eat everything and I just throw it all up after by accident.
Yeah, that's exactly the same thing with Ramadan that my mom taught me when I was a kid. That you have this time, the whole month, where you understand what it's like to be poor, to be hungry, to sort of have a real visceral connection with empathy for people who are less fortunate, and then you just gorge yourself at the end. Yeah, it's.
Almost every major religion has some sort of fasting thing. Even Lent, I guess, could be is like pussy fasting.
Yeah, that's just like choose something you really like, and then kind of avoid it. Yeah. Yeah,
exactly. That's no. But other than them, every other religion has some sort of fasting thing because of that. I totally get that. But are you Jewish enough that you were like that like Sylvie would have to
No, she wouldn't have to. I like
Okay.
that. I like that she's interested because I do appreciate when people are kind of like, I don't know, like, I know a lot of atheists. I'm friends with a lot of atheists. I do believe in like something, just because I don't believe I'm that great that I could just be on Earth without chilling below some higher something that makes stuff happen. I don't know. Were you raised religious at all? Or are you like religious at all now?
Well, it's kind of funny, my like religious upbringing. Like technically we're Episcopalian and like I was baptized or whatever. But like we didn't really go to church except on occasional Easters. And then like, but as a kid, my best friend in elementary school, I didn't have a lot of friends. And my one friend in elementary school, she was Seventh-day Adventist. So I started going to her church because she couldn't hang out on Fridays or Saturdays because they do church on Saturdays.
So you're like, I'll come through.
So I would hang out at her house and watch VeggieTales and listen to the gospel. And I ended up going to her church so much that I was in the choir. And I had a solo in the choir. And my mom was like, you don't even go to your own damn church. How are you in the choir? We are not a Seventh-day Adventist. But that's about, I mean, like, I went to Quaker school, but it's not super religious or like inner light. And so like I think I'm agnostic, which is just like I don't feel like doing the research or committing. But I definitely believe, especially after being in Thailand for so long, and like there's so much happening with the universe. There's something happening spiritually. There's something happening cosmically. There's so many things connected. There's so many things in all religions that are very similar. That like there has to be something going on beyond our comprehension, and it's definitely beyond my fucking comprehension because I'm not that fucking smart. So I'm gonna just go with whatever. Once they show up, somebody gonna show up.
You think so? I don't know. I think we've all been waiting for a while, and it just hasn't happened.
Just be patient. I'm sure they're coming. They're gonna be like, "It was me. Oopsie, poopsie." Anyway, this is the end. I hope you guys enjoyed Earth.
I feel like it would be funny if, like, whoever the Messiah is showed up at, like, an inconvenient time. Like, you were, like, having sex or something and they're in your living room, like...
I literally always think about that. I always think about, like, every time I'm taking a shit, I think, like, this is when the race war is gonna happen. Like, as soon as I'm like, no! It's like, it's time for revolution and I'm trying to wipe. I'm like, no, wait!
Oh my God.
I know that's I always think about these kinds of things. I can't enjoy any kind of leisure because I'm always like, this is when the shit goes down.
That is true that no one ever finds out about like real shit that happens in like a real like interesting ceremonious way anymore. It's all like, you know, like
on Twitter. Yeah. When the shit goes down, like meteor. Like, that's what's
I don't know if you guys heard. Did you guys hear a story of a dude who was living just in the wilderness in the jungle of like Papua New Guinea or something? It was in like the 70s. People found him. He had been just isolated for decades. He had no idea that World War II ended. They had to be the one to tell him that World War II ended. And he was like, oh shit, I've just been hiding from the Nazis all this time. Just like, I always think about like, is there someone in the world who like is gonna survive the apocalypse, but find out that he's the only, or she is the only one left in a very unceremonious way or something like that, without any internet connection or something.
It's gonna be some dum-dum. It's not gonna be who you want.
Just like, that's a lot of smoke coming from across the ocean, you know?
There is a way to be stupid enough to survive horrible events. I think that that's gonna happen.
That's the entire plot of Bean. Mr. Bean is just like, he's so dumb he survives all the chaos he inflicts on other people. That's it.
Yes, I love that.
And I think of Mr. Bean as a documentary, so yeah.
True.
Oh my God, Vietnam ruined Mr. Bean for me. You know they love Mr. Bean over there.
In Vietnam? I did not know that.
They love Mr. Bean. Oh my God, every time, like, because he doesn't speak, so it's so funny, and they love physical comedy, and they always ask you, like, as a teacher, they're always like, go teacher Mr. Bean, and I'm like, he literally doesn't talk. This is an English class. I'm not gonna fucking play Mr. Bean for you. We're gonna go over the damn story again, like, you know what I mean? They love Mr. Bean. Mr. Bean, Mr. Mr. Bean. Sometimes
my
you just
God.
play it. So
I know
they
that
shut
in
the fuck
Germany
up.
they love Mr. Bean as well because they're like, oh, I guess this is what happens when you break some rules. Ooh. Like,
This is what comes from being different.
Oh my God. I do love when other countries like love different. Like when I was in Spain, I've never seen more minions in my life. Like, you know, the little like yellow.
Despicable Me.
Yes, that's what I mean. Like the minions. Like we all know the minions, but I've never seen them as much as I saw them just running around Barcelona. Like I don't know why.
Same
Gabby,
again with Vietnam.
Gabby,
They also
Gabby, be real. Are you proud of yourself that you said Barcelona? Did you?
Barcelona.
I threw it in as a reference to Booksmart because that's the best part of that movie. When Noah Gallivan's character is like, I studied abroad in Barcelona when I was in Barcelona.
Oh, I
It's
didn't
such
see
a good.
Booksmart
Oh, it's
yet.
such a good movie.
I
It's
haven't
so
seen it.
good.
I'm on this thing. It's a bitter Betty thing, but like I cannot stand any more shows or movies with an all white primary cast.
No,
Yeah,
I
I
understand.
that's
can't
fair.
do it. But that means I miss out on a lot of good shit, right? Like I still haven't seen all of Fleabag. I just got into Sharp Objects, which is I was like, okay, I'm against a whole white person cast, but these whiteys are fucking killing it. This is a great series. I'm obsessed.
Yeah.
I was like, this is so good. And they threw one black girl in and then another one at the end just to appease me so I didn't have to feel super guilty.
This is for Sheria.
They're like, all right, here's a negress for you. So you have to call Al Sharpton on us. Like,
I do think
it's so
shows
good.
are better when the cast is like more diverse and not in such a way
Absolutely.
where it's like Lena Dunham like was criticized and then just threw in like black people to, you know, like stop. Okay, critics, shut up. Like here you go. Like I'm talking like so I'm watching a lot of New Girl right now, and Winston is my favorite character because I feel like he's the normal one in the friend group, and that means like he's the weirdest one in the friend group. And I feel like that's true of all friend groups. Whoever you think is normal, the guy you think has it all together is like the one who's gonna have a mental breakdown in 3 years. Like always.
That's great. I also don't watch New Girl because I'm sorry, I should amend my prior statement. It has to have black women in the cast
for sure.
who do not. And then I have very specific rules. She has to be a black woman, a character with a name,
Yes.
and multiple lines, who is darker than a wet paper bag.
Yes.
And is unambiguously black, black. And she is not a mammy. She is not anybody's big mama. And she doesn't play like random prostitute. And those are and you'd be surprised how hard that black girl Bechdel test is to pass for
Shockingly
most movies. For black movies too.
Yeah.
For black, I mean, I haven't, you know what, but I don't know who's going to see this, and maybe I'll be canceled after this, but
No way.
I still have not watched.
No.
I don't know. I still haven't watched Lovecraft Country.
No, I
haven't seen it.
haven't started it either, but I definitely want to.
I want to, and now that it's like ending, and now that I've been reading the think pieces, I'm gonna get back into it. But I was so angry. I was like, we finally get a black horror story, and the lead woman is, of course, light-skinned, biracial,
right,
with curly hair, and the one black woman in it, she is older, and she gets played by a white woman as parts of it. I know that's part of it. Yeah, so what it is like she goes back and forth between being this white woman to get this job at a department store. And so some of the parts she is being played by this thin white woman. And it's just like, why can't we get where is Lupita's starring fucking rom-com?
Oh my God, yes, absolutely.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
She's primed.
Right?
She's primed for that.
She is so beautiful. She is one of the most beautiful humans on the planet.
Oh, absolutely.
And she does not have a rom-com. Like, there's a conspiracy theory. That's my conspiracy theory brain, because my mother is now a conspiracy theorist. My father was like, whoa. And now I've become him, because now I'm like, they don't want the black woman to be seen as a, you know what I mean? Like, I don't know. Like, because I think it might like dismantle a lot of ideas about white patriarchy. Like,
yes.
if a black woman can only be beautiful based on her proximity to whiteness,
yes,
then can a black woman ever be beautiful? Can black women ever be worthy of protection, or all the things that like the idealized white woman can be? You know what I mean? And if that is true, then all of a sudden that undoes so many ideas of like systemic racism, and that's why the man don't want to cast.
Yeah, no, it's making all the executive twitch just like, wait a minute, no, this doesn't compute with my formula in my brain of how this should be, and like, yeah, no, I get it.
Yes,
yeah.
And that's why, that's why they don't put like young black women in lead roles and as considered as like desirable. You know what I mean? Do you notice that? Yeah. What's you notice? Once you notice,
yeah, you can't unsee it. Yeah,
you can't unsee it, and now I've become my father, and I'm like the white man.
Well, it's true. I mean, absolutely.
That's not a conspiracy theory. That's just way out in the open. That is just that's very, very obvious. And the thing is, like, I think that a couple of those movies do exist, but sort of like not in the mainstream. Like you've seen like Tyler Perry movies where they have romance between black characters, but it's sort of. It's not part of like
watching a Tyler Perry
exactly.
movie?
It's sort of a separate stream of cinema, you know? It's not part of like the mainstream. It's like I was trying to think, what's that Emilia Clarke and the dude Henry Golding movie about Christmas?
Yes.
I don't know. I don't know, but that in my mind is a mainstream modern rom-com. I haven't seen it, but that's a mainstream movie that I have not seen.
Never see.
Yeah. That I have not seen a dark-skinned black woman as the lead female. I've never seen it. Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh my God! And it's like, and then I sound crazy when
you do not. No, you
don't sound crazy at all.
I don't.
Everyone else is fucking crazy. Seriously.
Thank you. I'm like, no, y'all motherfuckers don't see it. Like,
no, if anyone disagrees with you, they need to present evidence, and they don't have it because it's.
If you look at the statistics, it's like how many like white directors, and those directors are white women, and like, you know, the freaking cinematographers, like it goes to every single level of production. And then especially when you like put a black woman in a starring vehicle, that's like the thing that like people are like, if you look at the statistics, it's probably less than like what, 2%, 1% or something.
And even when black women are represented, they're light-skinned or biracial. That's like, you know what I mean? Halle Berry, literally any of these, like the ones that you can think of are all biracial or light-skinned. And like it's frustrating. It becomes frustrating because now a lot of them are white women and white men, but sometimes it's black men and black women behind the camera doing the same thing. And that's because like I love old movies. If you give me a movie from 1930, I will watch the fuck out of it. I will get super stoned and watch a movie from the 30s, watch 10 movies from the 30s all day. That is my favorite thing. And like I like looking at old black cinema because like there's old films like Cabin in the Sky. From the beginning of black cinema, light-skinned women were presented as the leads and the ideals, and if there was a dark-skinned woman, she was older, she was larger, she was a mammy, she was no shade. I want to see representation of fat black women in the media. We deserve. But we seem to be overrepresented when you talk about plus size or fat black women, that you can see them everywhere. Fat women, usually those women will be black.
Yes.
If you see that. And it's like, what? And so like when I traveled abroad, people were surprised that black women could be thinner. Like really, because they had never seen it.
Wow.
Like really.
This is fucking fascinating.
Really, once you leave the country and you see how media is the number one cultural export, a lot of people in Asia, they know about America and don't know anything about black people but what they've seen in the media. And a lot of them are scared of black people because they only see them as the gangsters in the media. And a lot of people don't know what black women look Like I was like a fucking, you know what I mean? It was like, what is this? Almost, you know what I mean?
And they were missing out until they met you.
That's right. Only Hai Phong has gotten to be entertained by a black woman. Only Hai Phong Vietnam. It's so sad.
Oh, no. One day you're gonna have your own movie. We're gonna put you in a rom-com with who's gonna be your romantic, like, who's gonna be the person?
Yeah. Let's play this game.
Yeah.
Oh my God.
Who would you have opposite?
My romantic lead. Okay, so I guess I'm gonna go with either Young M.A. I don't know if Young M.A. can act.
Doesn't matter. We're gonna make it
Young
work.
M.A. or Garcia. Have you seen Tales from the what's it called? Tales the Alexander Maupin. What was it? There's that queer thing, Tales.
I haven't seen it. No, but hold on.
Tales. I don't know what this is.
I feel like a listener is gonna come. Hopefully,
Tales of the City. Tales of the City.
Tales of the City. Hold on.
I'm looking it up. Yeah, Tales of the City.
Yes, Tales of the City. Tales of the City. The new Tales of the City. There's this delicious genderqueer sexy motherfucker called Garcia, and
Alexander Maupin. Yeah.
Yeah, Alexander Maupin. It's based on like this original series of books.
Damn. Okay.
Yeah, this a Netflix limited series.
Have you seen Garcia? Did you see Garcia?
Yeah, I did see Garcia, and wow.
I did see a trailer of this. I did see a trailer of this.
You should watch it. It's actually really good. It's got like a whole sequence that I want to have a spin-off of.
I love that you thought it has straight stuff you could relate to.
We have to be sensitive with Lucas's straight.
I want to respect
very fragile.
Your preference.
Your lifestyle choice.
Your lifestyle choices.
Look, one day you'll grow out of
persuasion.
One day you'll grow up, you'll meet the right man, and this bullshit, we can just stop all this bullshit.
Enjoy your phase. You'll get
enjoy the phase. It'll get better.
Must be nice having that cute little phase.
Right?
Oh my God.
Oh my God.
I don't know why but this also reminded me of something is that I love any kind of behind the scenes of a movie. I love watching behind the scenes, and one of them I think it might have been of what's Issa Rae's show on HBO?
Insecure.
Yes.
It might have been Insecure. It might be another show, but it was a little featurette that I just saw on YouTube all about how to film and light
Yes,
black
I
skin.
saw that one.
You saw it
and
too.
That's why they all look so fucking sexy on that show.
It's why they look it was
all of them.
It was so fascinating, but also just because I had never seen the show at that point, and I had never thought, oh, people in the past have like not made an effort to light black skin well on camera.
Literally, like, oh my God. And that's like another part of the history of cinema is that like the lighting, all of the things that you learn in film school are not tailored to showing black people.
Yeah, for sure.
So they had to learn these new techniques themselves. Like,
I've been watching it. I've been following Issa Rae's career since the web series Awkward Black Girl.
Awkward Black Girl, that was my shit back in the day.
Awkward Black Girl was so good. The line where she was like, I think I almost peed myself laughing when she and that white guy go to the slam poetry competition because it's like a white guy thinks like, oh no, I'm taking this black girl on a date, I gotta do this. But Issa hates slam poetry, and at one point she goes, if rap and poetry had a baby, it would be called slam poetry, and I wish I could abort that baby.
Yes, I loved that one. I liked that. I liked her and the baby voice dude that worked at the office that always where he was DJ in the party, and he's like stops the music and he's like, sure. And everybody's looking around like, what? That is my favorite. I love The Misadventures of Awkward Black Girl. I kind of expected Insecure to be more like that. It'd be like cartoony and funny and stuff like that.
Yeah.
Whereas like Insecure is like a drama with a comedic twist, and Awkward Black Girl is straight comedy.
Yeah. I know that Issa had to fight like tooth and nail to get I heard they wanted to make it like the misadventures of awkward Indian boy, and she was like, well, I'm a black woman, so this is like not actually what.
No,
like, also,
they
did you
not.
see my web series? Yeah, and then eventually she fought. And all of these like amazing black woman creators have to fight tooth. Michaela Cole's stories.
Michaela Cole.
Oh my god, I love chewing gum so much. Oh
my god, I love chewing gum.
My like thinking about her cheekbones. I'm not gonna lie, like my nipples just got hard.
I know. I want to lick her face. I want to lick her face and put her face on my face. Wait, here's the thing about Insecure too. I didn't learn about the awkward Indian boy. I learned that they wanted to cast Lauren London as the lead in Insecure, a light skin who I love Lauren London. Yeah. She's so great. She was in like Roll Bound. She was in a bunch of stuff.
She's beautiful.
She's so beautiful. But again, they wanted to take a dark-skinned, unambiguously black young woman and replace her with a light-skinned. She had to fight to be represented in her own shit. Now you understand my conspiracy theory,
yes, I do.
Right?
No,
you all
that's just a theory. We're just in theory realm right now.
That's right. Oh my god! See, I'm so glad y'all are on board because I seem crazy to people when they say stuff like that.
No. You're good. You're so good. No, seriously, it's like, damn, I just can't wait to see you at the center of a movie one day.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, my, thank you. I just got rejected from a student film, but...
Whoa, whoever that student is, if you're listening...
That student is going to become a teacher one day, unsuccessful.
That's the worst curse. One day you'll be a teacher.
To all our teachers out there, we love you, but also if you reject Sheria from a student film, we don't.
Yeah.
Yes. All teachers out there, we love you, and we are so sorry.
But we will continue to use you as like a worst case scenario. I apologize.
Oh, for sure. But unfortunately, we live in a country that doesn't value teachers. So what the fuck was your problem? Why didn't you become a fucking hedge fund manager? That's your fucking fault.
Yeah.
Okay?
Come on.
Everyone has $1 billion idea inside of them. Use yours, dude. Fuck it.
That's right. What? Get a couple $1 million loans from your dads and your moms. What's your fucking problem?
Yeah, why don't you just invent a spoon that becomes a knife, and then make $1 billion? Come on.
Have you ever seen Clone High?
No, I haven't.
I've heard a lot of people say that I should watch it.
You should watch Clone High. It's so good. But he tries to make a fnork. Part knife, part knife, part fork.
Oh god!
And he's
just stabbing himself.
So he's just, oh god! That's how every sequence. It's funnier if you watch.
You see that shit like on Shark Tank though, and they're like, I don't know if you watched a lot of Shark Tank, but to me, it's one of my favorite shows because it's like these people who've gotten through all their lives based on like nothing but just empty like charisma and charm, and they go up in front of investors and they go, hey, this is my product, and the investors ask them real legitimate questions about their product and their sales and like their business plan, and they all like go, well, I don't know, we haven't thought that far. The people are like, well, what the fuck? And it's just like tearing down these just empty privileged assholes. There's nothing that like, but other privileged assholes are doing the tearing down, so then I'm a little like, it's conflicting, but it's...
Yeah, exactly. We can't enjoy anything. We can't even enjoy, like, when capitalism gets at you. Like, when they expose Trump, I don't enjoy that. I'm like, great. He got away with it. So now we all know he got away with stealing all this money.
It's also that he can just turn it into positive energy. He's he is weirdly one of the most zen people because he can take any negative energy and turn it into positive energy. It's a weird but kind of healthy, not healthy for us, but healthy for him and his mental state. Like he can just turn it into something positive. It's I'm
the part of
Donald
his
Trump
brain that allows him to be like, I'm wrong, is gone. And like, I almost like, I don't wish he had it, but I sure wish I had it.
In a weird way, you do kind of have to feel, you kind of have to feel empathy for someone, because imagine how you would be if the way you grew up, you never heard the word no.
Face. Well, that's true.
No, seriously.
Oh my God, Sheria!
If I never heard the word no, I would be evil. I would be evil.
Okay, okay, but I don't feel no empathy for you at all. If you, at some point,
Oh yeah, I'm
somebody
still
has
responsible
told you,
for my actions, and he's still responsible. He's fucking evil, and I hate him. But you have to
I see.
Yeah.
Yes, his brain is now to such that he would never understand that he's done something wrong.
Exactly.
He could never and so therefore he continues to be evil. But you really touched on something there when you said, shit, wait, what did you say?
I said I was talking about how if I never heard the word no growing up, I would become a maniac.
Before that, you were saying something. It was really genius, and I totally forgot. I smoked way too much weed.
Gabby, what was I saying?
It was something like you never get told the word no growing up, and you almost have to have empathy for that person. You can't really. Oh, before that.
It was before that. You were saying something about how the fact that Trump being the way he is, he is Zen. That's right.
Yes, because he can turn because he's so warped that he doesn't receive any negative energy.
Exactly.
Any criticism.
Think about how Zen you would be if you could run up literally $200 million in loans that you'd never pay back, and know for a fact that just because of who you are, they will never ask for that money back, and you will never have to. He don't need meditation. He has the Zen of being a pure fuck sociopath.
Exactly.
That keeps him almost to
that's
nirvana.
The thing. It's not being Zen. It's being a Yeah.
But
no, you got it right.
It's sort of the same thing. It's the same thing about you. The things that you need to meditate on is because you're so fucking anxious about, I owe this and I gotta do this. Imagine if you were just a rich, spoiled white man. Oh God, that is true nirvana.
Yeah.
And that's what we should all meditate on. We should all sit and be like,
But it's funny because those people, other than Trump, those people are never happy. The rich white men are always the people who they have 3 fucking houses, they've got restaurants and farms and 30 businesses, and they just feel miserable because when you're just accumulating and accumulating, nothing is enough. And it's just about
exactly.
Because
it's
what do you do
chase,
if your end goal is oh my God, I have this. Even sometimes happens to me on a smaller scale where it's I get a new chair and I'm oh, I'm so excited about this new chair, and then I look at the
broke bitch. I'm sorry.
No,
Can we just take a pause?
I am a broke. This happens to me when I get a new chair. I was okay, girl.
Okay,
you were
wait,
not
I need to take a pause. For all of the youths listening and watching, this is what you have to look forward to. You're gonna get excited when you get a new chair. That is gonna be a highlight.
To be fair, it is a really nice chair. You're sitting in it, it feels like you're sitting in the womb or something.
This bitch is talking about hoarding wealth, and she's like, I understand, because I got a chair from IKEA, and let me tell you,
all of the screws and washers were there.
$57.89. Okay, bitch. My point
going. You look at the fucking thing you got, and you're I got this thing I've been hoping for this whole time, and then you just sit in it. You're okay, now what? And there's an emptiness. There's a dissatisfaction, and I feel those people have that, but not with chairs, with cars, with.
Yeah, I'm sorry. God bless you. God bless you trying to empathize with the fucking capitalists. Sometimes I buy a thing. Yeah, I know, sis. These people are hoarding
this actually reminds
the
me.
nation's wealth.
This is the opposite, the Democratic spectrum of when people who make $35,000 a year you can't raise billionaires' taxes. No. Yes! Hold on. What if I become a billionaire? You can raise my taxes? It's sweetie baby, no, you work at Burger King. It's okay.
At least that version has hope. Yours is
yours is just so localized. I'm gonna have the perfect living room. Ah, what a goal.
For those who are you guys don't even understand how nice this chair is. It's like a little camping chair. You can fold it up.
You could fund 3 wars with this chair. Let me tell you, bitch. This chair is the tea. I had to frack to get this chair.
It's like indoor, outdoor. You can take it on camping trips. I can't afford a camping trip, but I can't afford a chair.
Talk your shit, bitch. Go ahead. You worked hard for that chair, bitch.
Can I say
Sheria.
this does remind me of something that's sort of like this insatiable greed or something, is that I don't know what with chairs. But also like I saw these I saw multiple documentaries about this family that's in the UK. They're called the Radfords, and they have like 21 kids or something. And they started when like they were like 13 and 14 or something. And they pretty much just had a kid every single year. And the thing is, like, they were both adopted, and they got addicted to this feeling of like forging a connection with a new baby, and that's their addiction. And they actually went on a huge family trip to Australia, and they met up with like another like massive family, and the dad of that family was also adopted. And that's where they were like, oh, this is something that's kind of screwed with our brains, that we're now addicted to this because we have
I'm sorry,
this, like,
if I have 21
link.
siblings, you know I'm forgetting one. I'm gonna be like, who's that bitch again?
Yeah.
I'm leaving. This is a choir. Fuck that. 21 out of your vagina? That's insane. Because you're addicted to the feeling of holding a baby.
I can't even put the dildo in all the way, honestly.
Oh, the crazy thing, the dad.
Speaking of fibroids,
the crazy thing is that the dad had a vasectomy at 10 kids, but then he thought, no, actually, I want this reversed. I think we can have more. And then he had like another 10. If you have 10 kids and you're like, this isn't enough, there's something wrong with you.
I'm not gonna assume, but were they
white? Yes, of course.
Yes, of course. You can very fairly assume that, yeah.
That's okay. I didn't want to say, because Gabby's here. I didn't want to say. If it was just you and me, Lucas.
Yes, no, my fragility will come out. What's that fucking book? The White Fragility that we all read in June? Yeah.
Gabby will call the cops if we start talking about these 2 Negroes. Lucas can get away. I can't get away.
I'm on a podcast and I don't feel safe.
I don't feel safe. These 2 Negroes are harassing me.
Ma'am, what's your podcast? Can we listen on Spotify or?
That's the way to plug it. That's the way to plug the podcast. You can call the cops on Lucas.
So if you're listening, please don't call the cops on anyone. Just generally speaking, like never. There's always alternatives to police.
Did you all see the video of like the police officers using a loudspeaker out of their car shouting out Trump 2020 on Flatbush Avenue?
No.
Oh, there's a video of it. I think I saw it on Facebook because I'm old. I use Facebook. But yeah, it was a video of like it was like police officers saying, "Yo, Trump 2020 video. Catch us on video. Put it on social media. We don't care. Trump 2020." They were just shouting out loud and proud.
Why should they care? They kill people.
Yeah.
Why should they give a fuck Trump 2020? They can kill people and still walk home right from it.
Yeah.
Trump 2020, I'm surprised these motherfuckers ain't got swastikas on their shit. They ready. Yeah. These cops are ready.
Yeah.
I think it was like the NYPD came out like officially in support of Trump for 2020. I remember seeing that online. I was like, motherfucker.
Why wouldn't they?
Yeah, no, it makes all the sense in the world. But they do all hate Bill de Blasio, which is hilarious because we all hate Bill de Blasio.
I was just about to say, I was like, nobody fucking likes that. We can all come together.
Nothing unites the right and the left. It's like Alina Dunham.
And Bill de Blasio.
That's right. Oh my God, what a match made in liberal.
Yeah, they should date, honestly.
That's hilarious.
They really should date. Do you know Bill de Blasio's wife is
black,
yeah.
She
used to be
gay.
She used to be gay. Yeah, she was like a revolutionary queer sister, and she fell to this white man.
Yeah.
It's because he's so fit from the elliptical at the YMCA that he's so addicted to.
I feel weird because I don't know personally, but I know his daughter. I went to school.
Oh my God, Bob de Blasio.
No,
right?
his daughter.
His daughter's name is not Bob.
Kiara used to, This is like a New York deep cut, but she used
Yeah.
to. I knew some kids who went to Beacon, which is where she went. She used to call herself Bob de Blasio.
Oh, I didn't know
Yeah.
that. I knew her from like around like my middle school. That's where I knew her from.
Oh,
Like I would
okay,
just
yeah,
like
maybe she
see her
was
around
Kiara
there, and we
then,
said hi
yeah.
a few times.
I don't know if she.
You had like a biracial moment with her every once in a while as you're passing by.
I don't think we ever talked about that.
3C curl pattern.
I remember it was a very New York thing to do to like make up rumors. Like my friend was like, I hooked up with Dante de Blasio at a party, and like everyone would
my
just
God.
believe it, because why wouldn't they? Like who's
Oh,
gonna,
yeah.
Why not? Why would
You
you
could
make
just say
that
that,
up?
yeah.
who's gonna
Yeah.
you could just say anything. I could be like, Orlando Bloom's my cousin. Who's gonna check me?
Right? I made out with Steve Buscemi at a Smiling Pizza. That's
I
saw Steve Buscemi, but
I saw Steve
we gotta
Buscemi in by Slap. So I was when I was in high
We
school.
all
I was
do.
walking with like a bunch of friends from high school, and we're walking down the street this way, and he's walking this way like right past us, and we all turn around, and we're like, oh my God, that's Steve Buscemi, and he like turns around and gives like a very polite little nod and a wave, and then my friend,
He's so nice.
he's the loveliest dude, and then my friend Willie shouted out after him, I loved you in Fargo, and then he started walking a lot faster away from us, like, oh, I need to get away.
He's like, "Ugh."
You guys know who I am. Oh, but
He's so nice. Yeah, that was like the thing in middle school, because like you would hang out and just spot Steve Buscemi all around Park Slope.
Yeah.
Just random. You'd be like, Steve Buscemi. You'd all meet up and be like, I met him here. Where'd you see him?
he's like a
Just walk
Pokemon.
Steve
He
Buscemi.
just appears in the wild.
He's a Park Slope Pokemon. If you
Yeah.
hang out in Park Slope long enough, you will spot a Steve Buscemi.
I hope
Get a
we can,
basketball so you can catch him.
I hope
Yeah.
we can convince some listeners to like move to New York, because I feel like half of this podcast has been like, okay, New York's not like Gossip Girl, but what it is like there's all this weird shit. Like when Zuby was on last week, we were talking
Yeah.
about
Girl,
The best.
I love Zuby.
I adore
Yes.
her. We were
Sweet
talking
girl.
about how there was this news segment on like ABC about the Bloods coming to crash Halloween parties. Like everyone thought that like the Bloods were gonna crash like freshman year Halloween parties, and parties would get
Girl,
shut
no.
down out of like fear.
Yeah.
Zuby and I both said that like we'd been at parties where people would make up rumors like the Bloods are coming, and everyone would leave.
That would make it like just be like, my mama's coming. Oh, the Bloods are here. Y'all gotta go. Shit, my mama's going
You're
home
just
too.
trying to
Got
get
plans.
everyone to leave. You're like, oh, the Bloods.
The Bloods
It's a
are not
perfect
coming
statement.
to.
I don't know if it was.
like
bef-
it is.
I don't know if it was before my time or I just wasn't that cool and I didn't go to parties, but I had no memory of this. This was, yeah.
People were serious. It's like the Bloods are coming. It's like you're dressed as Naruto. I don't think so. Like, what are they gonna do with you?
Even if they do come, they will leave immediately.
They'll be like,
Yeah.
oh,
They're like,
fuck,
ooh,
it's not my scene. I gotta go. I was hoping
Oh, no,
something
no.
cool would be
This
here.
is an anime theme. We gotta get the fuck out of here. No, I can't be seen here. I don't know all the like high school tea really, because I spent like half my high school years at boarding school. In I was at in Natick, Massachusetts, which it turns out is so racist.
Kind
I
of a
did
racist
not
name,
know.
I'm not gonna lie.
Mm.
Like, the town sounds like a racist town in a movie. Like,
Wait, say it again?
It is exactly that. Natick,
Natick.
Massachusetts.
I don't like
Yeah,
it. I don't like it.
It's home of the Natick Mall. Yeah, no, you have that. Your ancestors hit you with that. No, don't go there. Do not go there.
Just Natick, just like a
That's
shiver
right.
goes down my spine.
You're like, a black man was killed in the town square here. I can tell.
I will
can
be
feel
honest.
it.
I remember when I was like touring colleges, when I was applying to colleges, that I was visiting a place in Connecticut, and like I remember I was with my family, and we were at this place just getting bagels, just getting lunch, and we were just getting these stares. Me and my family from like just regulars there, and we just thought we should leave. It was just like we should get out. Let's leave. Here's the thing: is that they all looked. They had the exact same features. They just all looked very Dutch and very aerodynamic. Like they just had really aerodynamic faces in a really similar way. Where I just thought,
Aerodynamic.
I was like,
Yeah.
just like
They had them lynching
sharp,
angles.
yeah,
I could,
just very sharp features.
where do inbred people get off being racist? It's like you literally had, like, your cousins had sex to make you. Like, how can you be?
Especially, you're talking about being genetically superior and genetically inferior, and you are literally genetically inferior.
Yeah.
You are literally bred with
a lot of these
similar.
eugenicists, like, obviously eugenics is terrible for other reasons, but I think among the worst is that all of these eugenicists are so ugly. It's like, if you think that you are actually the superior race and you look like Stephen Miller, it's like, Stephen Miller looks like the fucking clocks from the Dali painting that's melting, and his face looks like the melting clock.
Do you know Stephen Miller is like 27 years old or some shit? Like, he's actually young.
I think his hairline is afraid of his racist rhetoric. That's what I think. It's just like running away from him.
Holy shit! It's retreating from him so quickly. You know, he's always been. This is why republicanism is bad for your health. He's always been. Or he was like a high
he was raised in like a fairly liberal secular family, but he just grew up. He was just evil in his core, and he seeked that out. Have you seen the video of his uncle being like, Stephen, you're a terrible person. Our ancestors escaped the Holocaust. They were refugees, and like, you have no empathy for refugees nowadays. You're a terrible person. Everyone, please. I'm his uncle. I hate this child. I hate this person.
I hate this child. This demon child.
Yeah.
Can you imagine if that was in your family, bro? Gabby, can you imagine? You've got this Jewish cousin. No. He could have been like a
Gabby, here's the thing.
Here's
the thing. There is like a lot of inbreeding in like the Jewish community. We might be related to Stephen Miller peripherally.
Well, I'm sure we're related for other reasons, but
I keep forgetting you're half Senegalese Muslim.
No, not Senegalese.
Jewish.
No. No, my mom is my mom is from the Sudan.
Her little pout. Oh, you are so cute.
I'm sorry. I didn't realize.
It's like I don't think Lucas's mom listens, and for the clarity of the story,
she doesn't.
No,
she doesn't listen.
Not yet.
Okay.
But
I could show her this. I won't.
Please
I won't.
Please don't. I have called this poor woman Senegalese 17 times. I was like, I wonder if Lucas's mom could do my twists next time. No. Never mind. She's from the Sudan. Never mind. I'll just come
fuck it. There are a lot of Jews that are really racist, and it like shocks me because I'm like, how do you not know anything about what we like as Jewish people have been through? Like, it's obviously different because like I like blend in with white people. I am white, so it's like different. But like, I do feel that like Jews should have more of a kinship with anyone who's been oppressed.
I've been saying exactly the same
fucking
thing.
Oppressor, and also like, if you've been even a little bit oppressed, like, you're funny. Like, you're funny, and like, you can be like, you know, you can look back on your history and be like, oh, like, okay, this is something that we all went through, and we can all like understand the commonalities of like what it's like to be considered like different or less than, and like people just aren't on board. It's like people want to be the fucking oppressor all the time, and you could just
that's the thing, because we have never actually seen like a solidarity against oppressed and marginalized groups like actually happen and work, because so many people that are oppressed, and you're talking about Jewish people not aligning with, you know, black people and stuff. I'm talking about black people not aligning with black people.
Yeah.
Like when you think about, I always say that cis black men are the white people of black people, because they fucking ruin everything.
Yeah.
They're always, you know what I mean? Like when it comes to like queer issues, they're like, hey, that's not one. It's like, literally, how is that not a black issue? How is that not a human rights issue? Your cousins, your brothers, your sons, your nephews, your daughters, your wives.
Yeah.
They, you know what I mean?
The wives are queer, for sure.
Definitely. Yeah. Listen, I see your wives checking me out. Get the fucking program.
Well, who wouldn't? Sheria wouldn't.
It's right.
I'm gonna be honest. No, wait, Sheria, this reminds me of something. I remember a few years ago, I was at her dinner table. It was me and my mom, and then my mom's brother, my uncle, and his wife, who he had only married a few years prior, both in their 50s. And he was talking about how he doesn't really think that gay people should get married, because he thinks that marriage is solely for parents of a child, that is to solidify the family of a child you produced and stuff. And the thing is, like, he had just married. Oh, okay. Aside from that, that's just bullshit. But he had just married a woman who he doesn't have kids with, who he's not planning on having kids with, which is great. They're in love, and they were in love. That's great. They should get married. But it was just like, dude,
No. Their
You're
marriage is
disproving
an
your own theory.
abomination.
Just like,
Thank you.
He literally glitched out because he was so mad about
Oh,
it.
I'm so sorry.
I'm gonna be honest. I think he's in the closet.
It's such a good still of him too. I need to get whatever equipment he has.
No, the thing is, like, he's so.
Oh, there he goes.
He really is so bigoted that I just think, all right, I think he thinks about penises a little bit, like just they might be delish, you know.
They might be. Well,
For sure. You should have told him. I wish you had been like, well, actually, by that metric, this is a sham. This is a sin against God. You too.
Yeah.
I wish.
No, the thing is, I didn't bring that up because I just thought, let's be a good nephew. Just don't. I was just like, let it pass, because I just think like he's older. Just let him be. You know, just
also,
yeah.
You don't want to get into a fight with a 55-year-old African
I don't.
man. I don't think that's in your.
The thing is, like, he's that uncle who at Christmas is just going to go on rants and everyone just is sort of forced to listen. He's that uncle.
Yeah. Oh my God.
Ugh, this is why I don't talk to my fucking family. I'm like, you know what? The cooking is not good enough for me to endure this trauma.
If the cooking was fire, however.
It's great cooking, but I can go to a Jamaican restaurant, eat it in my room,
Oh.
and not feel bad about myself after. So I'd rather.
I'm gonna be honest. I went to I was going to an open mic recently, and I stopped off at a Jamaican restaurant to get some food to bring over, and I was asking for like rice and peas and some gravy, and there was different kinds of gravy available, and the woman said. She was like, "You want the oxtail gravy?" And I felt so seen. I was just like, you know exactly what I want. It made me feel so good. Her assuming that I wanted the oxtail gravy. I was like, oh.
Oxtail gravy. She was like, what's he want? She looked at your curl pattern. She's like, all right, you want the oxtail?
She did a little radioactive scan, like assessing oxtail readiness.
Okay. We got 45% black. Okay, we want some oxtail gravy now.
Oxtail is just objectively delicious.
It's so
I mean,
good.
I think
Oh
everyone's got to fuck
It
with
is,
oxtail.
it is.
Yeah,
So
so
I
good.
want to. That's so funny that you bring them up. Like, you have a sketch in your head. I'm not going to say it on the podcast, but I've been having this sketch in my head that I'm trying to finish, and about Jamaican food, and you're making me Jamaican food. That's not in the sketch. That's not in the sketch.
Okay.
That's not in the sketch. It's much funnier than that.
We will take your word for it when it comes out. Do you guys want to get into some audience submission?
I was just about to
Yes!
say we should get into some.
Okay.
Oh my God, it is so late. Listen, you bitches love to talk, don't you? Okay.
Yes, it's all us. We
Yeah.
do love to talk. These episodes are long, and we appreciate you all for listening.
Y'all.
Okay.
great.
This is someone who wrote in. I have a feeling it's gonna be a little bit of a scatterbrained one, but just like I'm ready for it. Okay. So this person, maybe, I don't know who it is, says, okay, so I just downloaded Tinder after not using it for 3 years, and I've had it for less than 24 hours as of the time submitting this. Here's what happened so far. My friend convinced me to buy a month of Tinder Gold because, in her words, Tinder Gold is just playing the dating app on easy mode. That is an understatement. I saw the Tinder Gold notification saying 99 plus people have liked you, so I thought, hey, maybe it's like 100, maybe 150. No, when I unlocked Tinder Gold, it said 891 people have liked you. I was shook. To be fair, I'm in Manhattan, so the law of large numbers applies, but never before would I have guessed that this many people would swipe right, even if some are bots or just swiping right on everyone they see. After unlocking Tinder Gold, I decided to whittle the number down from 891 to 600 people. If you want to take a guess on how many new matches I got from swiping through, now is the time. If you decided to guess, the answer was 10. Yep, I looked at over 200 people's profiles and came out with 10 new matches. TBH, I was expecting a little more, but I guess I'm just a picky bitch. One of the guys I was talking to, so this is a girl, asked me, a cis woman, it appears, asked me for comedy podcast recommendations since I mentioned it in my bio. I recommended your podcast, thank you, and another one about cooking and eating Pokemon that I enjoy. Wait, cooking and eating... Okay, well, I don't know about this. I kid you not. His response was, haha, I like shock humor. I listened to this podcast named Cumtown. Oh, I know Cumtown. I know Cumtown. I had to do a double blink after reading that message. I sent my friend a screenshot of said conversation, and he listened to an episode for me and determined it wasn't that funny. The episode he listened to
Can't please them all.
too many unfunny sex jokes. I think they're talking about Cumtown, though. I don't think they're talking about us.
Okay.
Maybe,
No, they're not talking about y'all. They're talking about Cumtown.
Okay.
No.
The episode you listened to had too many unfunny sex jokes. Honestly, that could apply to us, though, which is not a shocker considering the title. Okay, that's about Cumtown. It's not about Meerkats.
Okay.
I may not be a stand-up comedian, but even I know that sex jokes are low-hanging fruit. They are the McDonald's of jokes you can make. Tell me a joke about frogs, and I'll probably laugh harder than a joke about how good your dick game is. Anyway, I think I might delete Tinder after the gold subscription expires and go back to making cosplay videos on TikTok that no one ever sees. Sometimes getting too much attention is a bad thing, and for me, I enjoy the privilege of not having to be perceived every moment of my life, and if anything crazy happens, I'll be sure to let y'all know.
Wow.
That's
So what the fuck? What advice do you want? Stop dating men? Is that the advice that you want? That's what I got for you, sis.
I wouldn't recommend men to anyone. Like, if it's not a good track record. Like, I wouldn't, You
heard it here first.
I wouldn't recommend my population to anyone. I wouldn't wish that on my worst enemy. We've done enough.
I think we just saved a life here.
Yeah.
What do you guys think of this? Tell me a joke about
Just have a threesome with
frogs.
Sheria and young M.A.
Oh, true. Oh, yes. I'll laugh.
Right. Oh, wait, yes. Tell me a joke about frogs
and I'll laugh harder than a joke about how good. Also, the good is in quotes. How good your dick game is. Well, that's funny.
Stop having sex with men.
Stop and start having sex with frogs.
Yeah. I do actually have a joke about frogs. It's not mine. It's by Frankie Boyle, I think. Is that have you heard that thing that if you put a frog into a pot of boiling water, that it'll jump out, but if you put a frog in a pot of cold water and heat it up, it won't notice and it's gonna die. In short, scientists have way too much time on their hands.
Oh, that's pretty good.
Yeah.
That's a good one.
Yeah.
You know what? My mind immediately went dark because that frog in a pot of water metaphor is usually used for abusive relationships. Usually.
Or climate
with
change.
Men. Or well, see, that's the difference, though. We are literally boiling hot in the pot. Just chill. We staying in this pot. Just chill. We made a decision. We've committed to dying in this pot. Like, for some reason... that metaphor don't track with global warming now. Good God. We know we're killing the planet and we're letting people who want, I'm sorry. Anyway, don't date men.
Don't date men. Very good. Lucas, do you have one pulled up or do you want me to pull another up?
Yes. Did we do the one about orca whales?
I think we did, unfortunately.
We did? Okay.
Did we do the one about being 41 and never having a driver's license?
Oh, no, we haven't. No, please do that one.
This is very relevant to me because I'm about to get my permit renewed at the DMV. I'm 41 years old. I've never had a driver's license. I've lived mostly in metro areas where it wasn't needed. That is by design because driving terrifies me. I have no idea why people have this freedom of the open road idea, probably early marketing. You are piloting a vehicle that speeds the human nervous system, has no evolutionary context to handle. One finicky part in your machine goes bad. Boom, you're now meat scraps spread down 3 miles of flaming wreckage. One idiot makes one bad decision near you, and you're pretty much murdered by wreckage. One irresponsible parent lets a tiny toddler run into the street. Bam, life ended, blood is on your hands. An 18-wheeler comes straight up and your shit and not even notice. Driving is absolutely the most dangerous thing one can do, but people, one, do it, and two, do it drunk on a phone while eating a burger. It's madness. I'll have no part of it. True.
All right, this person is thinking through the dangers of driving very well, though.
True.
This is a very well-constructed argument.
Yes, and I'm surprised that I did not write this letter because I am 75 years old and I still don't have a driver's license. But I don't know, like it's because of the anxiety of all of that. I also don't get this fear. We're too chill. We don't care. We think we're fucking invincible, which is great. We have to live like that. It's really unhealthy to live the way that me and this little writer lives. But I think, you know what it is? It's also, once you get it done, I think it gives you a sense of control over your life that I think it really helps.
Yeah.
I really do. just being able to drive, not necessarily commuting by driving every day,
but just having that skill under your belt, having a driver's license and all that shit.
Right.
By the way, I don't even have a permit. I never did it.
Yeah, I can't. I cannot drive. I did try to learn. My old job tried to like pay for me to have lessons, and my teacher was really a great guy, but he did not teach me how to drive. We talked about conspiracy theories the whole time.
Aww.
And like a plane would go by and he'd be like, those are chemtrails. And I'd be like, well, tell me more about that. And he'd be like, all right, so left turn here, not a good turn. Okay, so chemtrails are. And we just go like that. So you know what? It could be it could be circumstance.
Yeah.
And that man is actually my stepfather. That's really interesting.
Well, there you go.
Okay, I have another one. This is a very short one, but I think it's pretty interesting. A couple of my friends only swipe right on people out of their league and then wonder why they don't match with anyone on dating apps. Is there a way to break the news?
No, there's no way to break the news.
Sheria, what's
That's me.
You resonated
I only
too much?
swipe right on people who are way too hot for me. That's all I'm into is people who are way too hot for me.
Here's the thing, though, is that, at a risk of making it sound like very simple, you can't choose who you're attracted to. So it's your responsibility to swipe right on who you're attracted to. And that's kind of pretty much it. People who would let's say you look at yourself and you don't think like you're that attractive, and you look at someone to think, okay, many people would agree this person is more attractive than me, but this person might find qualities in you that you find extremely attractive as well. And so there's so much variability in what qualities people are attracted to, physical or emotional or mental, personality or whatever. And I know that sounds like really cliche, but it is absolutely true. You may sink someone else's boat but float someone else's. So the idea of like what is on league is very narrow. It's a very narrow spectrum that you're talking about. And so I would say continue swiping right on those who you feel drawn to. That's all I can say. But also work on if you feel like you're not okay, let's say it's like physical attraction, maybe you don't like your body or something, or like I would say do whatever you need to do to make yourself feel confident. Be it exercise, therapy, or just anything you can to work on yourself to make you feel worthy. Do that. That's something I'd say is a very healthy way to direct your energy.
It also seems. It seems like the conversation, the question is like, how do I tell my friends that they're ugly? And my answer is, don't. That's an opinion you should keep to yourself. Because, there's no quantifiable scientific reason why these friends of theirs aren't getting any matches on dating apps. Yeah. It could be because some people look at their face and go, oh my God, like maybe their feet smell. It could be because they're in a remote location. It could be literally anything. And to just pause it like, okay, like here's the bad news. Like I know you've been complaining that you're not getting any matches. It's because you're like really ugly. You might not be right.
I need to get out 1 second. I think I heard a knock on my door. 1 sec.
Okay. I'll just continue complaining about this because this is so. It's like telling your friend like, well, you probably are not famous yet because you don't have talent. It's like, what is talent? First of all, quantify it. What is talent? Like, what is fame? What is any of this? Like, what is ugly? What is enough matches? What is no matches? Like,
I feel you. I do feel you, but also I'm living in the situation of the friend. Okay,
you are not. You're so
I am
beautiful.
No, listen, I'm adorable, and I think I'm super adorable. But apparently, no. I keep telling people in my messages, no, I'm adorable. Trust me, it's a bad angle. No, but like I'm also in the situation where I'm like. Because sometimes I will match with people who I think are physically out of my league, but who find me charming, who like, I have a little jokes on my Hinge profile. So I do all right. But I think also there is something to be said for expanding your vision of what is beautiful. I think there's really something to be said for that. Like, yes, okay, listen, I only swipe on people that I'm attracted to because I've learned the hard way. If I'm not attracted to somebody, it's really hard for me to, like, you know,
absolutely.
make it. It's just hard. You know what I mean? And like that means that I end up with a lot of like super hot fuckboys breaking my heart. But
it'd be like that. Yeah.
Like, I was stood up by the same stripper twice. So
once, shame on them. Twice.
That's your autobiography right there. I was
the same stripper.
It really
I was stood up by the same
Oh
stripper.
God. I really, you know what? I see her on Messenger sometimes. Anyway, so like, and like, you know, so I also understand wanting people that you find attractive, but I'm also, if you want people, for the same reason that I want people to swipe right on me who wouldn't typically see me as like attractive off game, if they could expand their vision of what is beautiful, I think we could get along, you know what I mean? And the same, you know what I mean? I think once I have expanded my vision of what I found attractive is when I started to have more sex and meet cooler people. And obviously I'm not having any sex now and my life is miserable, but that's not the point. You know what I mean? I think there's something to be said for both sides. Like, yes, you shouldn't limit yourself because of what you think the society views as attractive, because you'll never know what you catch. But also, there's something to be said for being like, hold on, is my view of beauty so myopic that I'm only looking at blonde-haired, blue-eyed, you know what I mean? Is that what's happening to me? Is that what she's saying is out of my league? Maybe I should be looking at more people. Literally start by looking at pictures of people who vary across physical spectrums. Mm-hmm. And you'll find beauty in something outside of what is immediately there.
Absolutely.
You know what I mean?
That's very, very healthy. That's a very good thing to say.
Let's do one more. I have an insane one.
Amazing.
Yes! Give me dirt. Give me tea.
Okay. So, whenever it starts with okay, so, I'm like, damn, we're fucked. Okay, we all know that when it's cold, you can see your breath in the air. Well, from like 5th to 11th grade, for some reason, I had this weird phobia that I would fart so hard that you would see the hot air come out of my ass and everyone would know. So I'd wear a jacket around my waist every cold morning, and I feel like when I tell people, it just opens up something in them, or they just feel like that's the most specific bad thing that could ever happen to you.
That's adorable.
Ooh.
Just a little coat for your farts.
That is very cute. That's called science.
Yeah.
Is that the question?
The great thing about it is that you see the logic. You understand how the brain arrived at that conclusion.
Totally.
That's amazing.
Totally. I sort of was like, oh shit, will they see my fart air if I fart? I bet only if you did it with pants off. I think that's why you would get the fart air. I think the pants are enough to block fart air.
Yeah.
I don't think you ever have to worry about the air. I think it's the sound. You gotta worry about the sound of your fart, and the smell, obviously. The smell, though, you can walk away and just wash your hands.
It is a beautiful thing when you're farting but walking as well, and you're just like, I'm never gonna have to deal with that smell. That's a beautiful thing.
It's like when you take a test. It's like, I don't have to memorize this information anymore. Think that.
I remember like serving in a restaurant and just crop dusting around I'm like, I'm sorry. Like all around the table, just like, ooh, I don't know. I'll turn the air conditioner on. Ooh, it must be that guy over there. Like, it's me.
I remember I once farted while walking, and I saw a dude a couple people behind me receive it when it hit like nose level, and I saw his face like turn. It was so satisfying. It was really nice.
That's the taste of power. That's the when you
it was
fart,
like I'm a part of you now.
Someone else smells it. That's like
part of your world.
Yes.
Yeah.
It's the Little Mermaid fart.
Wow.
Okay,
what a beautiful. Wait, go on. Sorry.
Yeah. What?
Sorry, what was that? The question?
That was the question, I guess. Yeah. So we tell people basically to, and we might make a new form at some point.
Yes, I think so.
We're receiving some of the same ones, but we put out a form to basically have people put out their worst fears, gossip that they hear, neuroses. But now I want to get to, before we wrap, a question that Lucas and I have been talking about. Like, we're going to ask guests.
I would have forgotten it. Yeah.
It's called Self-Perception Corner. So, Sheria, I want to hear about how you perceive yourself, and I want to hear about how you perceive each of us, Gabby and Lucas, and then we're going to tell you how we perceive you and how we perceive each other.
Okay.
This is where Sheria leaves. We have to
I'm like, this is so big. Wait, why didn't somebody tell me? What perception, like
how do you perceive yourself? Yeah.
Like, how do you think you come off to, like, other people? Or like,
yes, how do you think? That's it. Yeah, how do you think you come across?
How do you come off?
And then we tell you how we feel you come across to us.
I see. Oh God. Wow, am I gonna cry? I don't know. I think, okay, it depends on the people, but I think I come off as a lot. Like, I'm immediately a lot of things. And I think it's a bit confusing. But, like, I think to some people it's exciting. I think to a great degree of people it's overwhelming. But I think I also come off as surprisingly happy. I've heard that a lot when people find out that I have depression. People are really surprised. I guess, yeah, that's it. I don't know.
Okay.
Did I not do it right?
I think you did it right. I think it's interesting you say that.
Great.
I think to me you come off as very friendly, very, like, intelligent, like, invested in your, I see you as someone who I think is, like, more than you'd even admit, like, pretty invested in your own, like, personal success and, like, your art and your craft, and, like, I think you're really, like, thoughtful about the things that you put out into the world artistically. And, like, on a personal level, like, I want to get to know you better, but you seem like a really good friend. You seem just, like, chill and, like, you know, like, you've definitely got your own shit. We all do, but you seem like you're just, like, down to help when the going gets tough, you know?
Mm-hmm.
That's really sweet. This is...
We haven't done this segment before.
Yeah, no.
Really...
We've been meaning to for a while.
So you gotta have the black woman on, crying.
Not the conspiracy. Okay, QAnon. Now that's conspiracy.
I see what it is.
Sheria, I'm gonna be honest.
Oh God,
your stepdad,
really
he emailed us. He was like, "We know what you're gonna do." I see your plan unfold.
We ignored it. We sent it to spam. We were like, "Oh fuck, he figured it out."
Oh, thank you, Gabby. That's so nice, Jess. That's crying.
So yeah, Sheria, what I would say about you is, because I think Gabby knows you just a little bit. I think she's known you for longer than I have, but I would say you are someone who's a very high processor. You are someone who, like, really, who's sort of like what Gabby said, very, very intelligent, that you really think about stuff very, very deeply, and you are a very introspective person, incredibly introspective.
Oh, don't
but also,
cry, baby. It's okay.
But also very celebratory. I consider you someone who's very, very celebratory and thrives in, like, the fire of someone else's mind as well, and that you love cross-pollination in terms of that, and that's something that I think is a very, very attractive quality in a person.
Oh my God, I'm so excited for this threesome that we're doing. This is great. Oh my God, this is recorded. I'm gonna play this back and masturbate it to it for hours. This is so sweet. Thank you. All right, that is really sweet. That is, oh my God, I'm not gonna be able to match this. That was so kind. That was,
honestly, it was honest. Like, I don't have, I mean, maybe it's because, like, okay, like, there are definitely, like, people I know better who I could, like, speak to all of their, like, bad qualities too, but I just really didn't, like, see any to, like, emphasize with you. Like, I think, like, it was pretty honest what I said. Like, the big thing that comes off is just, like, your intelligence and your processing.
Mm-hmm.
Oh my God, Jesus! Woo! Well, now I feel like Beyonce. I don't even want to compliment you, bitches. Like,
You don't have to. We can go into Lucas's self-perception. Lucas, how do you perceive?
No, I'm ready. Let's do this.
How do you perceive yourself?
I perceive myself as someone who's actually very quiet and sometimes too apologetic, and I don't sort of consume enough space. I feel like I sort of recede into a corner and try not to make a fuss or disturb people. And I think it's to my detriment sometimes. And I would say also that I was trying to think of a way like I feel like I don't voice myself when I have something to say or something, even because I'm afraid of coming across as judgmental. And so in that sense, I sort of like hold stuff back, and I'm very, very afraid of how things will come across, which is a big reason why I was afraid to do stand-up for the longest time, as I was afraid of being rude or being inappropriate at all. And so that's a big part of my core, is that that's how I'm afraid I come across. Is it all rude or judgmental or yeah.
So it's interesting you said the thing about feeling like you're quiet, because I never felt like you were quiet, but I did always feel like I saw you as like an observer. Like I feel like the first time I met you, like I felt this energy of like taking stock of everything in the room, and not in a judgmental way, just in a way of like, I flag this, I flag that, whereas I go through the world like bumbling through life, bumping into everything. Like, so it was really like an interesting quality, and I think you have something about you that like really draws people in. It definitely surprised me that you were as big as you are on TikTok, obviously because I don't know anything about TikTok, but it was like, it's like, you're very funny, so that part of it doesn't surprise me, but the part of it where you're like, I'm putting myself out there in this strategic way was a little bit surprising to me, considering like the way I see you as like probably quite introspective. I also think you're very family oriented, and I think maybe you're like something of a protector of the people around you.
That's very sweet. I like that a lot.
That's for sure. Do I go?
Yes,
now?
yes.
Please.
Get in there.
Okay.
Get in the ring.
All right. Let me do. I'll do Lucas first.
Okay.
No. I think. First of all, I think it's really interesting that you think of yourself as like too quiet because you're afraid of being judgmental. Because I'm just gonna say, as a dude in comedy, is when it comes to dudes in comedy, I usually don't really fuck with dudes in comedy like that, because they can be extremely judgmental, they can be extremely dominating, they can be really critical and really disrespectful, and you were the opposite. Like, the first thing I got from you was that, oh, okay, he was raised right. You know what I mean?
Oh my god.
Okay. He's like,
my mom
like,
is gonna cry when
I mean, she did a good job. I could tell. Like, I was like, okay, he's had like a very good balance of like love and support, but also like discipline. You know what I mean? Because you were extremely disciplined. I like the reason why I was so surprised that you were so big on TikTok and everything was because you are so humble. You're so cool. Like, and like, you know what I mean? Not like I expect you to be like, bitch, it's Lucas Arnold in the house, motherfucker. Like, I don't expect you to be like that. You know what I mean? But you kind of are just like, I do the work and I get out of it what I put into it, and I respect like everybody else's shit enough. Like, you stick around, you watch people's sets, you're really like receptive, you really remember things, you retain information, and you give it back in a really warm, soft, loving way that I think most men, not just in the industry, like period, are lacking. Like, that, I think it's the thing that makes a lot of men broken. You have that hole filled. You know what I mean? I don't know what did it, but thank God I trust that you're not going to just pull a mass shooting, and that's big for me. It's big for me. You know, you clearly, you know what I mean? And so, like, it's just that goodness that I think is just that obvious goodness coming forward that I really like see in you off game.
Oh, you know my goodness, that was so really kind. Appreciate.
Yes, and your curl pattern is popping.
It's a gorgeous boy, stunning boy.
It is. Yes, look at that hair,
Gabby.
Okay, I think I perceive myself as like being probably like more confident than I actually am, like coming off that way. I feel like I come off as like, I think I come off as like nice, but I think sometimes people think that I'm like maybe almost like not aloof. That's not the right word because I'm definitely not aloof, but almost like I could come off as almost it, like just in my own world a little bit, but I'm there, you know, I'm listening, but it's just I come off as being like kind of scattered and like all over the place. I definitely have a fear about myself that I'm like, it's kind of like I related a lot to what you said, Sheria, that I'm like too much, that I'm like just walking and like bumping into everything. I just don't know where I am half the time. My voice is too loud. Like I'm too like this, I'm too that. I've got like, you know, my shirt's wrinkly, just like everything is too messy. And I feel like that's like a fear that's like been ingrained in me from like really like stingy school environments or like bad past relationships, like that I'm just like a lot. But I think overall I come off like I'm pretty confident and I'm also like in my own world unbothered. I don't know. It's hard to say because I almost feel like I don't know that I think about my own self-perception so much because I'm so in my head. Like I'm just a floating head walking through the world. Like I'm just,
Wow.
I just don't even like, half the time I don't know like what's going on with my body, if like my bra's on back, like I don't know. Like I'm just walking through life in my head, like just, like everything's just wiling off in my brain at once all the time.
That's very
Wow.
If I could go
wow.
first, Gabby, you come across to me as one of the most balanced people I've ever seen.
Yeah.
Fuck out of here,
You
man.
really I think of you as like nothing. When I look at you and I'm around you, I feel like everything is in flow. Nothing is locked or held in one place. I feel like you're very open to people as well as having a lot of wonderful, hilarious things to say. I feel like you're very generous. You create opportunities for other people and that you have solid relationships with people. It's clear that you have a very compared to most people, a very healthy relationship with your parents and your sister. It feels like everything is very, very socially healthy about you, and that
Yes.
it just feels like you were done right by, and that you are doing right by other people. That's all I can say.
I've
Everything
tried to
feels
be,
very
yeah. It's
healthy and
just
balanced with you.
all of the like past like social shit I feel like I've been through has helped me maybe get to the point where it looks that way to others.
Yeah.
That is so interesting. Like it's funny that you went first because I was going to say exactly that. And if what I say isn't as articulate as that, is Lucas's fault.
True. Always.
No, it really hit me. It always hits me when people, because like Lucas said, you seem very balanced. You seem like the type of person that yes, like we're very similar in that we're both big and bright and da 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 da. But you seem like the type. It's so funny that you said all that about how you're like bumbling around, and because that's how I feel.
Mm-hmm.
And you seem like somebody who has got her shit together. That yes, you're bright and you're like bubbly and you're fun, but you seem like stable. You have this relationship. You have a good relationship with your parents.
Mm-hmm.
You've got your career. You always seem like you've got your shit together, but that you're willing to like share yourself with others.
Mm-hmm.
But that you've balanced enough that you know what you're on your shit. You're prioritized. You're like that person that's like bright and fun and bubbly and funny without all the fucking nonsense. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Whereas, so it's so funny that you perceive yourself like that. I guess we all kind of have a little bit of that, but like not at all. You come off as somebody who like loves and is loved. Like really, for sure. Like when he said, you seem like you have been done right by, and that you do right to others, and that it keeps coming back to
Another
you. And that's
There's one small thing I just wanted to add is that this is going to sound very, very sappy, but Gabby, when you smile, your soul looks clean.
Oh, that is beautiful!
That's the best way I can describe it.
My clean, scrubbed soul. Oh.
Yes.
But for real.
Yes, you look like a dirty bitch with a clean soul. That's what it is. Like,
for the most part, I am. It's interesting what you guys said about feeling like I've been done right, because that is the one thing that's absolutely, like, I have no qualms about saying that. Like, I was so lucky with, you know, I've got issues with my parent, like, who doesn't, but, like,
yes,
the way that they just supported me at every turn, and how they'll listen to my fucking raunchy comedy, like, Kim Possible's boobs, and they just, like, listen, they come to the shows, and, you know, I've been, like, fortunate enough, you know, my girlfriend now is great, but I haven't always had luck with relationships. I was, like, with someone for 3 years, but I didn't really, we fell out of love at the end. It was really heartbreaking and terrible, and I feel like I learned a lot from that. I feel like it's all about just, like, trying to learn as much as you can, because I just was not always, like, composed in this way. I feel like also maybe something that doesn't come off is, like, sometimes I have a lot of anger at things, like, a lot of just anger at the world, and I just hate everything. Like, I hate everything. Like, the fucking...
You know where that comes off in your comedy sometimes. That's the one thing. That's a lot of where, like, the good comedy comes from, is the anger at the world that you have to funnel into a joke. That does come off in your comedy. The energy. You got that revolutionary energy. So there has to be anger there. There for sure has to be anger there, but it's not perceived as anger, I don't think.
Definitely. I mean, it's like, I hope, I've struggled a lot in my comedy with how to make it so that I'm not, like, you know, this cute little face that comes up, and then people start hearing my comedy, they're like, wait, what? I thought this was going to be a cute little person talking about, like, cute little things, and now she's just mad at me, and I don't know why, and, like... It's like, I get a different kind of comedy experience. I don't get heckled that often, and when I do, I don't know what to do. You know, because, like, people just, I think, feel bad for me sometimes, because they just look at my cute little face, and they're like, what is she doing? Like, just go, like, you know, be in a children's place ad or something, like... But I want...
Not at all! Really? Not at all! You look like a grown woman.
Yeah.
Listen, if I'm telling you, you got the body of the grownest woman.
Well, the body, okay? For sure. I got the...
You got grown woman
I got
body.
them titties, I do.
In Korea, they call you a bagel girl. They call you a bagel girl.
Wait, did you say in Korea?
Is that a Jewish thing? Is that a Jewish thing, Sheria?
Exactly. It's a baby face, a glamorous body, which just means
the bagel. The bagel.
Yeah. You got bagel tits.
Bagel girl.
Bagel tits. Oh, that's the name of the episode. Bagel tits.
Bagel tits.
I can't believe I've never seen you get heckled. I can't imagine anybody.
It's happened to me a couple times, but the one time it happened, it was really funny. I was doing my bit about how I'm vanilla, and some guy yelled strawberry, and I was like, wait, what? You're just yelling ice cream flavors at me. I frankly.
Is that what you said to him?
Yeah, I did. It was like the one laugh I got the whole set.
My
it was
God,
pretty brutal.
That's the most. That is the most adorable heckle I've ever.
That is a cute heckle.
New York comedy is hard. You can have your material together, like boom, 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 and you go to that mic, and they're still like, you know, these tiny little laughs. I've heard that, like, you go to any other city and, like, you'll be a headliner, like, but New York comedy, that's what makes you the good writer.
That's what makes you good, because, bitch, my God, I had a night of comedy that was just like, I quit. I had a whole night where I was like, you know what, you niggas ain't gonna laugh at this shit.
In person or on Zoom?
In person. Damn. In person. Bombing on Zoom, fuck you.
Yeah.
Bombing in person? Oh my God, that hurts. It's like, fuck you. You're not gonna laugh at this shit. I buried my soul for you, motherfucker.
I did go to one show where it was like a. Do you guys know about the hotel, the show they do at the hostel on 103rd Street, like the youth
Hotel RL?
Yes,
I was told about that.
Yeah.
Oh my God, I went up at the very end. I was the last comic to go up, and obviously everyone had left, and I was wasted. And I asked my friend, I was like, what did I do? What was my material? She's like, you mostly just screamed, "This is for me!"
Yes! I want that on tape.
I want
Please
that
tell me
set.
she taped it.
I want that.
Is it recorded? Do you have that set recorded?
You know what? I actually I should find it. I'm sure I recorded it.
Oh my God.
That sounds funny. That sounds something you could animate.
Can you please like just play it on your phone into your microphone and then we can listen to it live?
Let me
on like another episode.
Yeah, on another episode. Well,
yeah, we've been talking for like 14 hours. God, I love you, bitches.
Yeah.
Let's just do this.
It's been 2 hours.
Let's just
zoom off camera. Shreya, this has been so much fun. Thank you so much for being on.
God, you're too good.
You're too good. Do you have anything to plug? Like before
Yes,
we
please.
pop
Plug
off?
and promote anything at all.
Lord Jesus, Loud Bitch Comedy. It's a queer, femme, BIPOC comedy show.
So good.
It's gonna be all virtual. The next one is gonna have to change. I think it's gonna be after the election, maybe the 15th, the 14th, if there's still a society by then. Check out Loud Bitch Comedy on Instagram, and check out my Instagram, and check out my Twitter. Sheria did that. And then please support this show because it's all I have.
Sheria did do that. Thank you guys,
Sheria
and please
did
go
indeed.
vote if you're listening.
Yes, vote.
Please
vote,
go vote.
Vote.
This will be coming out on Monday, so they'll have I think they'll just have voting day. The election is next week.
Lord Jesus, why are you saying this? Stop saying things like that. You sound crazy.
I know, I hate myself.
Oh Lord.
Yeah, what are you talking about? We're in 2007. Ponder Replay just came out. It's a great time.
Ponder Replay just came out.
And on that note, good night, everyone.
Good night, everyone. See you next week.
Oh, thank you. See.